Now what we're going to do is we finally got some fittings, which are proper type. Got these from McMaster Car. These are 1/4 inch barb to 3/8 inch, no, 3/8 inch barb to 1/2 inch thread. So what this right here enables us to do is to screw them into here, into the bulkheads, as you can see right there. And the 3/8 inch allows me to put in a 1/2 inch OD tubing into these things. So we finally have the proper fittings or whatever, and it comes a lot faster than it does from Amazon.com. So what I want to show is a little technique I just came up with, which is to clamp this little piece of plastic here into this vise without deforming the thread, because the thread, especially that's plastic, even brass, can easily be deformed and ruined by the pressure of this vise. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this red gasket rubber here. We're going to put it on either side like this. Put that there, make pretty much a sandwich of sorts. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this, what you call it? Going to use this fitting, this bulkhead fitting here. I'm going to put this in as it is right now, because the reason why I'm going to be putting this fitting in here as opposed to putting in later, like you would see right here. Later you can screw in the fitting on here real easily, but when you need to put something on the inside, it's a lot more difficult, as you can tell. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put this in beforehand and then insert this in here, so that when we have the input tubes, going inside this thing, like you see right here where it goes up into the tank, we can have that fitting there sitting on the top with the tube going into it, so it sticks up, you know. Okay, that wasn't a cell phone or something. So it sticks up like this into the tank, instead of having to screw it in there after everything's all said and done. And another thing we're going to use before we embark on this little operation here is we're going to use some Teflon tape. And I highly recommend you use Teflon tape, because just because it's brass onto plastic doesn't mean that it is going to have a watertight seal, and if anything it won't. Because I've seen that happen before. I've seen that with the drain tank, even right below me. The drain tank itself will also leak, and that's just the, and the only pressure on that is just the weight of gravity pulling down on the water. That's all. That's only pressure that's encountering. It's leaking even then. So what we're going to do is we just put a little bit of Teflon tape on there, wrap it like 2 or 3 times. We just want to might be overdoing it a little bit, but we just want to make sure we do that. And whatever you do, don't let go of that, because when this thing unravels, it's a real nightmare. So we're going to take this, snap it like that. It's pretty easy to snap off. Be careful in how you let go of this thing, because Teflon tape's a nightmare when it falls. And we see this right here. We just go around like that. Now it looks all good, right? You just might want to put a little pressure on it. You don't want to have the thread showing through it or anything like that, but you want it to be all nice and snug and things like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put it in here, twist it until it becomes tight. Then what we do is get a little pair of vise-grips. Here's a little lockjaw plier right here, and clamp that on. Make sure that the direction you're going to be turning it into is this way. So if you're going to turn it clockwise, have it like this, so you turn it like that. If you have it counterclockwise, you turn it like this, so you have that leverage on there and helps out. I think I just got poked by a piece of glass dust. Okay, so have it like that there. This needs to be tightened up a bit. And remember, if you ever need to get extra leverage, do get a black iron pipe or something like that, just a steel pipe they can do this with instead of having to fight with it. Just fighting with it's no fun. When you Also, you don't want to just pull down on it. You want to try and take advantage of this fulcrum here. So you kind of want to just rotate it, not to push down on it, but to rotate it. And with this right here, as you can tell, it's a little small, so it won't go in there, of course. So you just get a bigger pipe, which is this 1-inch pipe right here. Don't need this piece of plastic. And you just put it in there. It goes really easy right away. Make sure you have enough clearance so you don't knock everything over in your path like I am doing right here. Oh, please don't fall over. Okay, there we go. Make sure you have a lot of clearance. Okay. Standard black iron pipe from Lowe's. It's more or less just navigating, make sure that everything does not get destroyed. Process, and also I think that's good enough right there because I don't want to destroy the threads or anything like that. That's pretty good. That's just fine. So now, as you can see, oh come on, the zoom's driving me crazy. Okay, there we go. Lighting's not the greatest, but anyway, we have that all done now. The gasket rubber is held right real well. Before, on the first one I was using another vise for the first of these. Ooh, I have to zoom out here. I was using a drill press vise for the first one to hold it in place because I already had this EPDM weather stripping I was using to hold a glass bottle in place. And as you can see, I'll have to open this up here for the camera to get it. As you can see here, it ripped it up pretty badly. So you want to make sure it's soft so that it doesn't destroy the threads, so it can absorb and cushion it. It also has the friction too, like rubber or foam would. But the problem with this rubber foam here, or something that's too soft, is it can rip it up and deform it, which you see right here doesn't look very good. So instead, I just use that red gasket rubber, and that both accomplishes the cushioning and also it doesn't. It's still hard enough that it retains its composure under tension. It doesn't rip itself apart. Because otherwise, that'd be you're losing your cushioning there. So I hope you enjoyed this. That's the first part. And later on we're going to get to screwing these things into the tanks or whatever, and show you how to put the tube in too. So that's this. Okay, well, the rubber failed in trying to secure this thing properly. It basically looks like a mashed up pencil eraser. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off this. Apparently I can't turn the light off when I'm filming. Anyway, what I came up with here is this little rig. I was using originally a little C-clamp, not C-clamp. What are these things called? I'm using this type of vice grip here to solder my earth batteries and stuff. A similar setup with the drill press vise, so I figured I might as well try with this here. And I think it's going to work out really good. I was doing this by hand with just a pair of vise-grips and a adjustable wrench by going like this, but this is probably more secure. I don't want to. Tight. It's really in there tight now. Instead, I want to fasten this down so it's a bit of a safer method of doing it. And as you can see right here, what it's going to do is it's going to twist both screws there. So I just have Teflon tape on both of them, as you can see here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just screw both of them in there. Because what happens is there's going to be less tension. If this was screwed in like really tight here, this would be the first one to spin if this was looser than this. So in the process I end up tightening both of them. So what you need to do is just take an adjustable wrench, or better yet, another pair of vice grips would be probably nicer. And you can see that it's going to be a problem later on. You could also, take this off. I mean, this is an adjustable wrench, so go like this right here. Just crank it like that. And remember, you're twisting both of these nuts here, so both of these fittings on. So it's going to take maybe not exactly twice the time, but it's going to take longer than if you were just screwing in one thread, because the other one's going to be kind of rotating as well. Ooh, that's what I was kind of afraid of, is that this thing would have been trying that on me. Good thing that I got that on video too, just to show you what the disadvantages of this here would be. And also, I don't want to deform my vice grip. So I don't know. You're gonna have to find something to experiment with what works. Using something as a padding is good, but the problem is that if it's too soft, it'll just form and it'll tear up and eventually break itself apart, like this stuff did. And that's just a mess. Of course, the rubber worked for a little bit. I got this one on, but unfortunately, it doesn't last too long. There's no point in going out and buying extra gasket rubber. So, maybe you could do it like this. I suggest if you try and do it just free-handed like I did with the other one, I'm probably going to end up doing with this one here. I highly suggest you get 2 pairs of vice grips. And if you're going to be doing it clockwise, just do it like that. So that what happens is it goes like this, so the thing have that leverage there. This is just a pull here, and this is the real power right here. And this right here, like that. So you have all that leverage on it. And of course you gotta watch for this thing slipping, so that's why I recommend having a pair of vice grips instead of this, because this can easily, if this ever gets loose, so what happens is over time, depending on what kind of adjustable wrench you have, it might get loose and do this stuff and then just come off, and you could hurt yourself. So I highly suggest you use a pair of vice grips or something like that. And yeah, because you don't want this thing to slip off and smack you in the kneecap or anything like that. So I don't know, right now for this segment I'm unsure of what to do exactly for tightening these things. All I know is that it's going to take some experimentation. So I just wanted to include that note there so you knew not to, maybe not this so much. And also this vise here is kind of lopsided because of the way I fastened something in one time. It was completely screwed it up. This doesn't work so great. Clamping that into the vise doesn't work so great, and I don't recommend using this either. So you're going to have to find out what works for you to get this thing to work right. Okay, I want a quick show. Don't use the rubber at all, because all it did for me was just get a whole bunch of nasty residue on here, and it failed. And now, as you can see, it's just smooth and just flat, and the thread's completely been destroyed. So I'm going to have to throw this bulkhead fitting out and unscrew both of these fittings. So don't use the rubber at all. Here's what happened to it. One second. Here's what happened to it. Just completely deformed and destroyed itself. It's like a pencil eraser, basically. So don't use it at all. Yeah. That's what this gnarly crap does. So just wanted you to know, don't use it at all.